So number 12 got a lot of votes for homework, a homework question, so I wanted to solve that for you. We're looking at a trig problem, which we'll look a lot more in second semester, but we're going to start developing the idea in chapter 1. It says for the triangle below, name the ratio in terms of the sides. When you see something like this and we think ratios in terms of sides, we're going to think SOHCAHTOA, so we're going to go back to geometry. If you remember from geometry, SOHCAHTOA it's an acronym, and it represents 3 different ratios. The first one being sine, cosine, and then the last one is tangent. Now, the O, the H, and the A represent opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. So it tells you where the side is in relation to the angle. So we're gonna look at angle theta. So I'll circle that. Actually, not theta, alpha, which is this angle. So we're looking at everything in relation to that angle. Now it says sine. So if we're thinking of sine, we're looking at opposite over hypotenuse. So the side opposite alpha is the one across. It's A. And the hypotenuse is always the longest side. It's the one across from your hypotenuse, or your 90-degree angle, your right angle. So that would be B. So your ratio here is A over B, which would be my opposite over my hypotenuse. Now let's look at our next one. The next one asks for cosine. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent means next to. So our hypotenuse remains the same. It's going to be B again. So we're going to do over B. But instead of talking about the side opposite, we're actually going to look at the side adjacent, which is C. So this would be C over B, or adjacent over hypotenuse. The last one here is tangent. And tangent is your last ratio. And that's going to be opposite over adjacent. So now we're going to look at opposite the alpha, which is A, over your adjacent, which is, again, C. And this is TOA. Now the answers are all, the answers are the first ratios, these 3. The other 3, over H, A over H, and over A, just describes the relationship between each side, opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. Now this would change if, let's say we weren't dealing with angle alpha, but instead we were dealing with, or let's say alpha was over here, let's call it beta. Then your opposite and your adjacent change. This is something we'll talk about more in chapter 1, but you're getting a preview to it now. Make sure you know SOHCAHTOA, because we'll be applying it soon.